Today, join us for one of the most popular wintertime sports, shopping. We'll get a primer on smart shopping in OKC, stop for a shot of sugar in Muskogee, and hunt for antiques in Gore.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally.
We're coming to you from a new, fresh, trendy shopping area called Class and Curve in northwest Oklahoma City.
Now, when you say shopping, wait just a minute. Is this going to be, sounds like maybe a chick show?
Okay, it's a little on the female side, but it's kind of the shopping time of year. And of course, any good shopping trip involves lunch.
Okay, now you're talking. Well, I know for a fact there's a lot of good food to be had here at the Class and Curve.
I bet we'll check it out before we're done here. And but before that happens, we want to introduce you to somebody new who's going to give us kind of a fresh look at the whole shopping scene. Meet Whitney Tyler.
Holiday shopping and all its glory awaits us this season. Wake up before the sun, throw it in four-wheel drive to find your perfect parking spot, and elbow your way through the stampede. Shop Till You Drop has acquired a whole new meaning. Local fashion sleuth Nosy Parker has a better approach.
The private shopping tours are excellent because they're private, closed events just for you and your friends. And when you get with your friends and you're shopping, it's just pleasant. And you know, we serve refreshments, and so it's just a relaxing, fun environment, much different than your normal Christmas shopping experience.
You heard that right. Private shopping tour. The team at Nosy Parker has a network of local shops where you can uncover the greatest little gifts and treasures in the state. I just called up a few girlfriends and waited for the limo to roll in.
Nosy Parker is a marketing franchise, and so we decided that shopping tours would not only be a great service to our clients, our retail clients, but also for the public, because basically you can book a shopping tour, tell us what kind of items you're looking for. We'll set those stores up for you. We'll send a limo to pick you up and give you a box lunch, and Nosy Parker herself will accompany you on your shopping to get all of that stuff done way before Christmas Eve. So it's a fun day.
They just put a nice event together and they guide their clientele to excellent local stores, and the girls have so much fun doing the shopping, and it's just planned and it's professional and just top notch.
We'll trade the holiday shopping crowds for this any day of the week. Icky was our driver from Paris Limousine, and he treated us to front door delivery. We shopped for friends and family, found some things for the little ones, and couldn't resist a few things for ourselves too.
We only work with locally owned shops and boutiques. Whether they sell furniture, whether they sell women's clothes, whether they sell shoes, baby things, we have them all. We have all sorts of, we have over 80 businesses that we work with.
After a few stops, it was back into the limo for our catered lunch. We poured up some drinks and talked shop as we rolled into our last store.
They are like, this is so much fun. This was like the best thing I've ever done. I mean, it's like almost like you're going back to a time whenever you're young and you have that free time, and so you can just relax, and it's like you're trying on things and your girlfriend is, oh, that's cute, I want to try that on. And so it's just so much fun, and they all have a good time, and plus they get personalized service.
Leave the crowds behind and give yourself the gift of sanity this year. Take a Nosy Parker shopping tour and shop till the last drop.
To schedule your own shopping tour with Nosy Parker, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com for all the information you need.
All right, I've got to admit that looked like it was a lot of fun, especially since the holiday shopping season is quickly approaching. As a matter of fact, videographer Walt Cox and I recently took our own shopping tour, and we found exactly what we were looking for thanks to the onboard GPS and our trusty new Ford Explorer conveniently parked right behind us.
Would I be right in guessing it somehow involved food?
You would be absolutely right.
Traveling up Highway 69 north through Muskogee, you can't help but notice the big sign that says you've arrived at the Amish Country store and restaurant. It's here you'll find a wonderful place to have a leisurely lunch. There's meatloaf made from scratch, chicken and dressing, dumplings, oh, and don't forget about dessert.
We have homemade fried pies that we have 10 different kinds. and we make them fresh every morning. We put them out at 9 o'clock, and it draws in a lot of people because you can't find homemade fried pies anymore. We have homemade Amish bread that the Amish people do and homemade pies. We have jams and jellies, and this is one of our best sellers, and it's called the frog jam. And people actually ask me if that's really frogs. I have people ask me that. But it's actually fig, raspberry, orange, and grape, and it's combined, and it's really good.
There are a lot of really good treats here. Now, some are a bit unusual, but of course I sampled many of them. For example, I loved the flaxseed chips. Tasted like, no, not chicken, but Fritos. They have guacamole bites, and oh, the dried okra, that one became a favorite of mine too. Very tasty. Now, Pam's been doing business with 5 different Amish families in the community for years now. One family does their candy, another all of their bread, one does all the cookies, and so on.
The Amish thing is, it's a really big thing in Oklahoma and I guess everywhere else. But you know, when you think of Amish, they always think everything's fresh, it's homemade, they make it from scratch, and they really do. They're very hard-working people.
Pam's daughter does make their fudge. They do about 40 different kinds, and yes, I sampled them too, and they had to tear me away from where they were making the fudge. Now, while looking around the store, just when I thought I had seen all the different types of products they carry, I would find something else new or unusual, but it was all very exciting.
People think that we're kind of like a small Cracker Barrel because we have the food, and then, you know, they can come in and eat, and then they go over and shop on the store side where we have like maybe 40 different kinds of candy, and we have probably 30 different kinds of jelly, homemade noodles, we have cheese and homemade butter, and that is what brings people in. They want to come back, and we have a lot of repeat customers that will drive a long ways just to come and get butter.
And for your convenience, the Amish Country Store and Restaurant is open 7 days a week. Lots of time to browse the literally hundreds of products they have. And don't forget to bring your appetite for lunch.
For more information on the Amish Bakery, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
All right, you need to stay where you are because coming up next,
We're going to hunt for treasure in Gore. Folks come from miles around for the fabulous food and one-of-a-kind finds. We'll show you why when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
Approximately a year and a half ago, my friend Gary Wise, who I go to church with, had become a AAA agency, and he had asked me, he said, let's just check, see what we can do.
We tried to compare apples to apples to his current coverage.
And my premium went down $800 for the same insurance for this house. I was tickled. I mean, $800 is a lot of money. Go see Gary. Get your AAA insurance. It's head and shoulders above the rest of the companies.
Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit travelok.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At travelok.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We've reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving, and found out they could save us money too, and so we ended up switching. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600. Any money you can save during the month and have some left over, that's a pretty big deal. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, getting an early start on the shopping season here at the Classen Curve in Northwest Oklahoma City.
it is the season to be shopping. As a matter of fact, our Shell Wagner has a, how should I put this? She has a nose for a good buy, especially when it involves antiques.
She has sniffed out a gem of a place in Gore where you can shop and dine.
This historic building in downtown Gore has been a bank and a grocery store, but today it's best known as a destination.
So how exactly does a once crumbling, abandoned building become this rambling piece of paradise known as the Garden Gate Shop? Turns out all it needed was some Kim Barnes.
I didn't know at the time how much money it would take to fix the building. I didn't know, but I knew that if it were mine, that I could do it the way I wanted.
Garden Gate Shop is tough to describe. There are masterful displays of merchandise jumbled deliciously together. There's even a portrait painter on site, and you can watch her work or commission a painting of your own.
It's a mixture of many talents. It's old and new. You know, it's furniture, it's home decor.
This eclectic store in a town of less than 1,000 folks is so special that word of mouth has made it known worldwide.
In the summertime, you'll look in the guest book and it'll be like, even from Japan or New Zealand or wherever. But yeah, they come from all over.
Kim loves serving customers from all over the world, but she started this business, actually, to see more of her kids.
My children were becoming teenagers and I needed to be in their life a little bit more. And I was working as a paramedic at the time and I was gone a lot. So I just chose this building and been working on it ever since, actually. And then a couple of months later, I told my husband, I said, I think I'll have a tea room too. So I started the tea room.
That would be Emily's Tea Room, Kim's first ever venture into the restaurant world.
Yeah, I taught myself how to cook. Yeah, so yeah. And I did all the cooking, and I had like a little 4-burner stove when I started out. And I didn't realize that it was going to grow this much.
It grew from 4 tables in the back of the store to this exquisite eatery that now takes up a whole side of this sprawling building. And word of the scrumptious fare soon spread.
We're known for the bread pudding. I mean, they love the bread pudding, they love the quiche, they love everything. So we try really hard to make it just perfect every day.
Everything is made fresh from scratch, from the homemade breads to the house dressing, and oh my gosh, the soups.
Today you had golden cheese and parsley dumpling, and then you had baked potato soup.
The menu boasts some unexpected treats like Cornish pastry with brown gravy and Yorkshire bread, alongside more familiar fare, all made and presented thoughtfully. The Philly steak sandwich, the special burger with cheese and mushrooms and onions. The Reuben will have you swooning, and you'll want to stand and stare into the dessert case. Kim's mom, Pamela Miller, works in the shop a couple times a week, and Kim's sister is also part of the business.
Her name is Deborah Young, and I cannot imagine her not being here with me every day. We travel together. We live next door to each other. She's one of my best friends.
Kim says the Garden Gate Shop and Emily's Tea Room are really an extension of her home, and that the customers who enter through her doors are her honored guests. Kim Barnes set out to build a business at which she could be more present in her children's lives.
Thanks, Donna.
What she ended up creating is a present of another kind, the gift of a destination for all of us to share. At the Garden Gate Shop and Emily's Tea Room in Gore, I'm Shel Wagner.
To discover some of your own treasures at Emily's, we'll give you all the information you need at the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com. Next up,
a Tulsa tradition
that'll put you in the holiday spirit. Shopping at its finest when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues in just 2 short minutes.
In early April of this year, we had one of the most violent hailstorms I've ever seen in my life. And my wife called me, and you could hear the noise over the telephone. By the time I got home, got out here from town, there was hail everywhere. Baseball, size hail, golf ball everywhere. My truck was beat to pieces. It was a pretty violent hailstorm. I called my AAA agent, Gary Wise, a friend of mine, asked him what the procedure was, give me the phone numbers, we need to turn this in.
We hope to always be there whenever they need us, and that is the most important client that we have, is the one that we're talking to at the time.
I feel AAA has treated me with the utmost respect. I feel like they went above and beyond to be respectful of our time and our property.
AAA definitely is there for the right reason. The president of the insurance company called and asked, what could they do to help Woodward and help our clients in their time of need.
Ford has the freshest lineup in America, so we're at the mall celebrating. Have you seen an Escape before?
I haven't.
Everything is hands-free. You just put your foot under there like that.
I like that it's sleek and not super boxy.
Active Park Assist means you can parallel park without your hands on the steering wheel.
Perfect.
How many miles on the highway?
33.
That's correct.
Oh, man.
During the year-end celebration, get a 2013 Escape with up to $2,000 cash back. Now at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
You just made his day.
That's what we do at the Ford year-end celebration. We make people's day.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I have to admit, I like the setup here at Class and Curve. The shops and restaurants are all conveniently positioned in this beautiful plaza, and this is still a relatively new area.
With the sleek modern architecture, kind of building its shopping tradition, if you will. In Tulsa, Utica Square has a long shopping tradition and a long history of spreading holiday cheer. Shopping in the Tulsa suburbs was once unheard of, that is, until Utica Square opened in 1952.
Some of these shops have been in business for over 50 years.
Conveniently located at the corner of 21st and Utica Avenue, it's easy to locate even for out-of-towners.
A lot of the highways kind of all converge here, so yeah, we're very easy to find.
Another thing that's great about Utica Square is that you don't have to park out on the North 40, you just pull right up in front of the shops.
We encourage people to park up front, grab a coffee, grab lunch with the family, and walk around and really just enjoy the holidays here at Utica Square.
This place has a warm, small-town atmosphere that makes you want to cozy up to a mug of hot chocolate and maybe even sit on Santa's lap with your wish list.
You know, it's such a great place to bring the whole family. That's what we kind of pride ourselves on. It's great shops, a little something for everything. Grab some food, grab some toys, grab some great clothes, grab some luggage, anything that you can think of we have here. It's kind of your one-stop shop for holiday shopping.
And so many shoppers have made Utica Square part of their holiday tradition.
And I'm with my daughter-in-law, my grandbaby, and we're just having a big day and having lunch.
Having lunch is a popular pastime here, but don't expect a typical mall food court.
We have 10 fabulous restaurants. Again, their range is completely different from, very upscale steaks to, just a great sandwich at Queenie's, who's been here forever too.
They have really good food here. There's Queenie's and Wild Fork, and it's fun to sit outside and not have to be stuck inside with a million people.
We have several shops that are, locally owned, that are only here in Oklahoma. Things like Margot's Gift Shop, the Elephant Trunk, which sells great luggage, Hicks Brunson Eyewear.
Snow Goose is another one of my favorites, and there's so many great places to eat here, so we always like to come here shopping and go eat.
It seems everybody's eager to tell me what they love most about Utica Square, and I'm convinced that I need to venture out to these Tulsa suburbs much more often. To find out everything you need to go for your shopping trip at Utica Square shops and restaurants, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
It looks as though anything on a wish list, well, I think you could find it in Utica Square.
If you didn't, though, we have a secret weapon for you. It's a gift that's always the right size, and it keeps giving all year long.
We're talking about a gift subscription to Oklahoma Today magazine.
Oklahoma Today's November-December issue takes you into the mystic, a season in which the serene, bare-bones Oklahoma landscape dominates the solitude. Take a step back 150 million years and feel the thunderous stampede of 30-ton dinosaurs across no man's land. Then turn a page and marvel at the stunning versatility of man's best friend. You'll find this and so much more in the November-December issue of Oklahoma Today. Ordering a gift subscription is easy. Just head on over to oklahomatoday.com and finish your holiday shopping in a few easy clicks. Oklahoma Today, the magazine of Oklahoma since 1956.
All right, put down the remote. You need to stay right there.
We're going to find some Okie treasures in Bricktown. Functional beauty straight from the land when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and kept telling us that we should look into it. And so we decided that we should go see what we could do. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. And so any penny that you can save is a big deal. AAA was something I always heard of when I was growing up. And when people talked about it, they talked about it in a reliable way. And so when we switched to AAA, it was something that we just trusted from the beginning. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600 a year. Our life insurance, we were actually able to double our coverage, and our premium still went down close to about half as well. Again, it's not something you ever want to think about as you grow up and become a grown-up with a family, but it's definitely something that you need to have. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. One of the leading causes of crashes on the road today is distracted driving. Now that everybody texts as a way to communicate, many feel obligated to text while driving. In fact, drivers who text are 23 times more likely to crash or get into a near-crash situation than drivers who are not texting. Texting drivers take their eyes off the road, their hands off the wheel, and their minds off what they should be doing, driving. That's why AAA strongly supported House Bill 1316 to make texting while driving illegal in the state of Oklahoma. Though the bill didn't pass this year, AAA is determined to ultimately see an anti-texting law passed. It's against the law to drink and drive. It should be against the law to text while driving. Be smart. Don't text and drive. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA, for the ones who matter most to you.
All right, our very good friend Shell Wagner is still on the search for that very special gift, and guess what? She has now found her way to Oklahoma City's Bricktown's Red Dirt Emporium.
She's so diligent.
She is.
Not only has she found a place where you can buy pottery made by an Oklahoma artist, but a place where each piece incorporates an actual slice of Oklahoma.
Robin Wolf feels very strongly about her Oklahoma roots.
There's a root right up here. This one, it has some nice movement to it.
She delights in both the gnarled cedar roots that are the signature of her art pieces and the deep family roots from along the red shale banks of the Cimarron.
My great-great-grandparents homesteaded here on the north side of the river in the first land run.
Robin has had her hands in the Oklahoma soil since childhood, and just as her ancestors carved out a life from this red clay, it seems serendipitous that Robin would go on to make her mark on the world also with clay.
I learned to pot in high school. I was the problem child and sent to art class so that they could maybe do something with me, and they did. They taught me how to throw on a potter's wheel.
To Robin's astonishment, the craft came easily to her from the beginning.
When everybody else's pots were these little mine were wonderful, swoopy, and I had control.
Then life happened. Robin unplugged her potter's wheel for nearly 2 decades while she raised 3 daughters and earned a living as an insurance adjuster. But her hands never forgot the clay, and soon the pull was just too much. With the practicality that seems our birthright, Robin turned her master bedroom into a potter's studio, which was quite a surprise for her husband Larry, and began doing what had always come naturally.
I started doing my jugs simply because they're usable. The thought of having something that you only dust just makes me nuts. So I do usable stuff.
Soon, more jugs and teapots and promise jars came flying off the wheel, but this is far from an assembly line operation. It is a partnership with Mother Nature.
When I create a piece and I incorporate my native vines and woods or the antlers into it, those are things that come from our ground.
Her teapots also feature hand-hammered copper lids, fashioned from the scraps of a local manufacturer. Robin's glazes are inspired by the shades of Oklahoma, like this one she calls cottonwood.
And it goes from the dusty silvery gray to a really nice yellow that the cottonwood leaves will turn in the summer.
Each piece is unique in delicious hues that almost seem edible. You will want to take some home.
One of the places where you can pick up your very own piece of Robin Wolf pottery is here in Bricktown at the Red Dirt Marketplace.
Here, Robin Wolf Pottery stands shoulder to shoulder with Kathy Leitner's rich Western oil paintings and Robin's mom's famous Scotch bonnet jelly. So if you're searching for your Oklahoma roots, we have found them for you. And an exquisite piece of Robin Wolf pottery captures our state in a way that you can truly hold on to. In Oklahoma City, I'm Shell Wagner.
Actually, I have a Robin Wolf teapot. I use it every day. It's one of my favorite possessions. It's beautiful and functional.
Don't you love it when you can combine those two things?
And celebrate Oklahoma all at the same time.
There you go.
We hope you've enjoyed this shopping spree and that you have a wonderful holiday shopping season.
Now guys, go with your wife when they go shopping because you can always find a place to eat while they're shopping. Make it fun for them.
Speaking of that, I'm headed to Tucker's Burgers.
I'm going to go around the corner to Upper Crust Pizza.
So we'll leave it at that and just remind you to watch next week. Next week, we're embarking on a great state park tour, discovering some serene and affordable family getaways in your Oklahoma state parks. From a lodge with mind-blowing views to historic cozy cabins and outdoor activities galore, we'll plot your state park escape. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover and shop for in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.